November is that sort of boring in-between time of year when Halloween is done and you have to wait for it to be acceptable to be excited about Christmas. So in this recap, I'm going to focus on more of the little things I did this month, which is actually kind of nice because it means I get to be a little more personal with you guys. I have been cooking a lot this month and trying to plan more fun recipes, so I'm going to talk about that first. I'm still learning, but I love cooking and baking, so I've been having so much fun with it. My mom's a chef and my dad's a baker, so I like to think I possibly inherited some of their talent, I hope. I kind of want to make like a little recipe book full of easy meals that I can just turn to if I'm ever low on ideas. I don't know, that's a future project. But anyway, so the cooking. I had a pumpkin from Halloween and I didn't want to just throw it out, so I made some salty garlic pumpkin seeds and I attempted to make a pumpkin soup. It wasn't a cooking pumpkin, but I don't know the difference, so that didn't stop me. It turned out pretty good, but was kind of bland before I added like a ton of seasoning. But that's okay. I had my first attempt at a nice baked homemade mac and cheese, which was super good, but just not as melty as I was hoping. So I'll have to try that again soon. Potato garlic soup, homemade KFC bowls. So if you remember, this was like way back when, they had like the mashed potato, corn, popcorn, chicken, gravy bowls from KFC. They used to be so good. But my boyfriend was wanting one, so I made it happen. Scallop potatoes, which are one of my favorites. I have been informed that they are a very white food, but I have no shame in that. It's good, okay? We did a taco night, and that means leftover taco salad. My first attempt at a stir fry, and I made some fantastic egg fried rice. I had no idea what I was doing, but I just figured like how hard can it be, right? And by that mindset, I made it work, so. I've also started planning my Christmas baking, and I made a mud shake bread pudding. I've never made bread pudding before, but it's really easy, and I wanted to try something sort of new, so I'm excited to make a bigger and better version of it to give to my family. I just really want to keep learning more and more fun recipes. I feel like it's so fulfilling. But it can be really tricky to like plan the ingredients and have everything at the right times and just everything like that. But I'm still getting the hang of things, and it's really just nice to have a better relationship with food, so yeah. Okay, well, enough about that. I'll talk about some other random stuff. Some of you know I haven't been living in this apartment for too long now, so I had no idea what the hell was going on. I was just going about my day, and suddenly a super loud beeping noise starts going off. It was the fire alarm, but it wasn't like consistent like a fire alarm is. It was like random beeps out of nowhere, so I was like panicking. I was like, am I supposed to be evacuating? Like, I don't know. I have 2 cats that I'm not just gonna leave in a burning building if it's like... I was panicking a bit, you know? Turns out they were just testing the alarm. But like, are they supposed to tell you when they're doing that? Like, I don't know. I was panicking, like, for real. But I've also never lived in an apartment before, so I don't really know what's normal and what's not, but I was not very pleased with that situation. Speaking of my cats, guess who had to buy a new TV? Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense without further explaining it, so here's what happened. Envision this. Middle of the night, just went to bed, stoned, had a really good brownie, feeling magnificent, you know? Then, crash. I almost debated not even getting up to see what happened, but I did. My boyfriend didn't wake up somehow, and I wasn't about to wake him up because he has to get up really early for work. Come out to the living room and see the TV on the floor. I was like praying that it was fine, because like it looked okay, but I propped it back up and turned it on, and the screen was just cracked all the way across. The screen was just cracked all the way across. So when my boyfriend woke up, finally, I told him what happened and said that I'll get us a new one. Thankfully, my dad came through and helped us actually mount this new one on the wall. So it should be cat safe. Better be. And I guess I can't complain too much because I got us a really nice new one and Black Friday deals were on, so it could have been a lot worse. I could have had to pay a lot more. I posted a video on here showing off my new GoPro, and when I tell you guys I am not tech savvy, I mean it. So it took me about 3 hours to set it up. You'd think it would be as easy as just plugging it into your laptop and be able to use it as a webcam, but no. I don't even know how I got it to work because I was just clicking stuff and refusing to give up, but like my boyfriend couldn't even figure it out, so I've got no idea. I'm super happy I got it working, but I don't know. I've been able to do some video calls with people on the GoPro, and it's been really fun and kind of helping me prep to start camming in the new year, which is really exciting, and I hope you guys are excited about that too. This next little blurb or whatever I'm doing here is a little TMI for some people. I'm perfectly fine talking about it. I just don't know what you guys are like. So it's about my period. I got it 2 weeks early for some reason. I was so confused. 2 weeks early. Like usually you hear about them being late, right? So I got mine 2 weeks early. And I was freaking out because I didn't know why. Like I didn't know what was wrong with me. But then it turns out that I actually got it on time, and I'm just that used to it being 2 weeks late. So that was kind of messed up. I feel a little bit better to know that it wasn't actually wrong. I guess it was actually right. So I don't know, hopefully I'll be able to keep it right and avoid having that worry every single month. And now that my stress and my eating habits are a little bit under control a little bit better, I'm really hoping that that will reflect to the rest of my health. And so this story kind of relates to that. So I sell my worn items, which is so fun and I love doing, but sending mail sucks. This is another thing that is really crappy about an apartment, is that if I want to send mail, the closest mailbox is a 15-minute walk away. So short story time. This may be a little bit dramatic, but just listen up. So I just talked about having my period, right? So I was going through that and it sucked. Horrible cramps and I was emotional as all hell. I bundled up to go and do this 15-minute trek to the mailbox and it was all fine. I got there and dropped off the package, and then I realized I still had to walk another 15 minutes back, and I was getting cold and wet from the snow and my cramps were killing me and my boots were giving me major blisters. So I literally walked back crying. I probably looked insane, but I was truly going through it in that moment. I was not having fun. I hope that package got to the customer all right and they're pleased with their purchase, but it was a whole thing. Usually I can convince my boyfriend to let me drop stuff in the mail when we're driving somewhere, but if you've listened to literally any of my other month recaps, you know it's never-ending issues with this vehicle. So our problem with it this month is that it literally decided to shut down in the middle of an intersection, in the middle of driving. It just shut off and would not turn back on. Yeah, it was great. So that situation could have been really bad, but thankfully my boyfriend's a pretty good driver. But that does mean that we are not getting back in that car. I'm excited for his new one that he's gonna get, but that won't be till like February. So until then, everything kind of sucks using the really dirty old work truck, but at least it's something. So from my last story, it's officially snowing in Canada. Winter has begun. Slowly over the course of the month, I've been waking up to more and more snow piling up. Not excited, but I feel like I don't leave my house enough to really complain about it, aside from my mailbox story. The snow always makes me feel like really Christmassy though, so I've been doing a lot to prepare for that. I've already pretty much finished my Christmas shopping, and I have plans to decorate really soon, and a lot of video ideas for the season too, so I'm really excited for that. I don't know if this is like annoying to talk about Christmas so much already, but I get so excited to plan stuff. I told you guys about my bread pudding. I'm also gonna make 3 different kinds of cookies and make cream cheese chocolate truffles. Those are one of my favorites. My boyfriend's mom is gonna come bake with me, and she has a bunch of her own stuff planned too. And then, like I said before, my dad's a baker, so he's gonna be baking stuff. There's gonna be so much food and so much baked stuff. It's gonna be magnificent. You should all be jealous. And it's gonna be crazy trying to schedule everything because we have 5 Christmases to attend, which is like an insane amount. And I have to fit in all my work stuff and uploads and everything I need to do in the meantime to plan for those 5 Christmases. So I'm gonna be like a little bit stressed out, but in the best way possible. I'm really trying to get a lot of my work stuff done beforehand so I don't like die in December when I'm trying to run around everywhere and then it's like, oh crap, I gotta film videos. So I've done a pretty decent job preparing for that so far, but we'll see how it goes. As for my content this month, I tried to be a bit more niche with my hub content for November. I don't know how y'all felt about that. It's really hard to find a balance between catering to general interests and keeping myself involved in fetish. So I hope it just kind of encouraged everyone to watch some of my older videos. If my new content wasn't your sort of thing, I don't know. I've also been working up a nice little collection of pay-to-view videos on AVN. So if you really want more of my new content, I would recommend checking it out, giving me a follow on there, and see if there's anything that would be special to your interests. And I think that's about it for this month. I'm sure I could find even more random stuff to talk about, but this video was kind of all over the place with the topics I talked about and the order I talked about them in. That's my bad. My entire month just kind of felt like a really slow, just like blur. Like it was just weird. So this is what you get. I'm really excited for next month's recap though. It's gonna be the end of the year. It's gonna be Christmas. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, and if you want to see me on any of my other platforms, the link is in the description below, so check it out. And I'll see you next time. And also, happy Hanukkah. That started just the other day.